Hey everybody, this is Mac with Veterans Achieve Business Systems. Today we have the pleasure of having Arica. Can you mute yourself, please? Uh, uh, Cory Sanchez with Mojo Global. Um, what I like about what we're doing today, and this has been happening, it's been pretty sparse. We have different people coming on and talking about what they do. And some of them have been outstanding, and some you look at and you say, okay, how can I work with them? I like them. I like their personality. I feel good about who they are. But do they have something for me? Um, it's an interesting story because when Corey's team first reached out to me, I had somebody else by the same name that was reaching out at the same time via LinkedIn. And everything that was negative about the other guy, I was putting on Corey's shoulders. And but what I like in it, for all of us, we have to understand persistence without grabbing somebody's wallet or just hammering them so much that we never want to hear from them again. So, about a year after my first contact with Corey's people, um, he took the time to call me again. And it was actually one of his staff members. And I said, listen, this is what happened last time. I will meet not with the staff member, I will meet with Corey. And I will tell him exactly what I'm doing, and he can tell me exactly what he's doing, and hopefully we can find value that works for us. Well, he and his young brother Ira, who is on here also, jumped on a Zoom with me, and we started talking about what they offer, and I got excited, and that because it is so in line with what we're all trying to accomplish in our individual uh, businesses, our branding, our visibility, and and I'm not going to take Corey's thunder away by talking about it, but um, I'm really pleased to have Corey. He's a very busy guy. He lives out of the Scottsdale area. He's up with his wife's father, taking care of some family things up in North Dakota,
South
Fargo, right?
Dakota. Yeah. And
South Dakota.
Pierre, South Dakota.
Yeah. So, but like all of us, we have our lives going on. But Corey's taken the time to jump on here and talk to all of us. Um, we want to make sure that you put your contact information, Corey, in the chat so that people can reach out to you and well, do your own little discovery call. Because I truly believe that where most of the people that show up on these things are trying to become or to get to, um, Mojo Global has that ability. I love the fact, and I'll say this: the press release that you sent out on me, I guess about 2 weeks ago now, and if I remember correctly, there was 500 news outlets that you had sent my information to, and I think I'm pushing 300 responses already.
Nice.
What we're doing with LinkedIn and Sales Navigator and Social BFF. Um, the first tier was a little bit slow. There's about 180 people I was connected with. We're now working on the second tier, and that is a group of over 30,000 people that match the credentials that I'm looking for. And when I meet with your man Francis tomorrow, we'll start tier three, and that's going to be a lengthy one. We're pushing 500,000 possibilities. And I'm a big, from my, and you've heard me say this from my college days in business and marketing, they always spoke about a 5% return is a really good return. Well, I've always considered myself an overachiever, so I'm trying to get 10%. So that means that I'm looking at the possibility of 50,000 conversations after this third campaign. So it's very exciting to me. I'm all but standing on my chair, jumping up and down here. But if you need to, I don't know if you have a program, if you're sharing stuff, if you're just talking, send me a share request. I'll approve it, and I will let you take over the show. I tend to, when burning questions are coming up, I'll find a convenient time to uh, pose a question to you. So
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Mac. Awesome. Well, we love Mac. Mac's so awesome. He's got such great personality and also like we're really partnering with Achieve to accomplish new things. And so I'm looking forward to the partnership. Thank you, Mac, for having us, for having me. In fact, let me introduce Ira Rosen, my business partner. 17, he's been in business for, I'm not even going to tell you the full amount of years, but we'll say at least 50 years. And we've been working together 17 years. He's a longtime mentor and friend of mine. So Ira Rosen, love to have you come on out. Oop, are you on mute?
he probably is. He should pop up if he talks.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Cory. Mac, thanks for having us here today. But I'm only going to speak for a moment here, but we're really excited. We started this company 17 years ago, and our mission and vision is identical. It has not changed one bit, which is to lift up entrepreneurs and to help them grow and expand their businesses. And of course, lead flow is the big thing. We all know that. And it's so that's the thing that we've been tackling and been committed to with passion for all these years. So what Cory's going to go over are things that we've been working on literally every single day for 17 years. I mean, with relentless pursuits. So Cory, back over to you.
All right, thanks, Ira. Well, hey, anybody here use so we're going to talk about how to use AI and LinkedIn to grow your business, right? And so this is an exciting topic because this is where the game is at. Anybody using LinkedIn to grow your business at all? Anybody here? Okay, we got Ken, I see Dennis. Okay, good. I can't see everybody, but okay, we got Steven. Okay, gotcha. So what we've developed is a system because a lot of times what people are using right now are tools, right? Tools are great. You got Perplexity. What's the go to the chat? What's the AI of choice that you're using right now? Whether it's Perplexity or OpenAI or Gemini or maybe it's Manus or Claude or something like that. But what are you using? Because we're going to teach you how to use not only have a tool to use, but to have a fully baked in system that actually works time and time. So I got Claude, Copilot, OpenAI, Grok. Okay, yeah, and so it's a lot of times it's a little bit scattered. So what we offer is a full system for using AI to grow. And I'm going to start it here. This is why we do what we do. I mean, this is why I do what I do is because this is my dad, Michael Sanchez, and he worked at the local power plant. He worked hard. 12-hour shifts, day shifts, night shifts, really took care of the family. 3-hour commute on top of that, which is pretty wild. My commute is like 20 seconds. It's hard to imagine something like that. But his dream, he worked super hard, and his dream was to retire and write detective novels. And sadly, he never had the chance because at the age of 50, he got plasma cell myeloma, and he had chemo, he had surgeries, but it just his body gave out on him. So after 2 years, he passed away. And just as I saw the life ebbing out of him, I realized that we don't really know how much time we have left on this planet. And that really prompted me to go on a journey to make sure that I can not only live my dreams, but I can help others live their dreams too. And, I, after that, me and my, got married, me and my wife, we traveled the world, been to 54 countries because I refused to kind of, not live out my dreams. And what we do at Mojo is we help you live your dreams. And so this is so my passion here. The reason I'm here today is because I'm an activator explorer. I don't know if you guys ever do those personality tests, but I'm an adventure explorer activator. And so I help activate people and allow and help them achieve the things they've always wanted to do. Right. And Ira, my business partner, is very much the same way. So if you have a dream, we want to help you achieve it. And the way we do that is we use LinkedIn and now AI, right, to do that. And and so that's how I look at this thing. It's not like, okay, let me teach you some things on LinkedIn, let me teach you some things on AI. It's really about like accomplishing your goals. Okay. And what I have found in business, and Ira has too, is that it's not about you got to have a great product and service. That is a normal thing that you need to have. But what you really need are leads. Leads are like oxygen, right, Ira?
Absolutely. I mean, it's if you got 100 business owners in a room, they all would agree on that's their number one pain point. And, and it's never been trickier and harder to do that. And we talk about calendars all the time. So if you wake up in the morning and you've got nobody on your calendar, we call that empty calendar syndrome. It's equivalent to having your house on fire. And if your house is on fire, you don't get your car washed, go to lunch, and run errands. You put the fire out. So that's what we help clients do is get laser beam focus on filling that calendar. Oh, there's that burning. We've got another one, another slide like this. I don't know if it's in the next slide, but there's a guy mowing the lawn as the house is burning down because that's easier and more fun to work on is mowing the lawn. But it's these are exciting times right now, and the people that are out there leveraging LinkedIn, and only 3% of people that are using LinkedIn are using it correctly. It's no one's fault. It's changing all the time. People do not lack motivation; they lack systems and processes. So back over to you, Cory.
Thanks, Ira. So let me kind of go back. So basically here's the promise of AI when it comes to everything, right? Is the promise is that it will save you, it'll give you 20 hours per week back. And it should be, if you're using AI correctly, you could be seeing this already. I don't know if any of you guys are anybody starting to see you're getting time back as a result of AI, right? Because that is the true promise. And 2 week 20, and the promise is 20 hours a week. In 20 hours, you can reinvest into having more conversations, closing more deals, actually being present with your kids at the baseball game instead of, stressing about follow-ups. Here's what really matters is when you combine AI with a proven way of getting business, right? Because what I talk about, what Mac does is, you got these events, he's got these networking events, right? That's awesome. What we help do is we enhance what Mac does in his networking. And we do that using a proven platform like LinkedIn. We'll talk a little bit more about that, using proven AI solutions, using a fully encompassing system. So that way you can fill your calendar automatically without spending your entire day glued to your computer. And I knew I needed something like this because as I'm traveling the world, I didn't want to be sitting in front of my computer doing this, right? I wanted to be out there exploring the world. And so that's why this system is so awesome. We've been able to use this we've trained over 10,000, we've worked with over 10,000 clients over our 17 years, helped them generate hundreds of millions of dollars. And our mission is like to educate you better because look, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with AI right now. Right? You can build apps with Lovable. I don't know if anybody's done that. You can create music with Suno. Anybody ever done that? It's such a fun thing, right? Keith has done it. It's such a fun thing. You can do it with your kids. I've done it with my nieces and nephews. You can generate images with Nano Banana on Gemini. You can use Claude with artifacts to build entire websites. Like if you go to mojoglobal.com right now, we had normal going rate for a website these days. What is it, Mac? Something like
Even a
7,500.
cheap one, a couple thousand if you have more than just a landing page.
Yeah, exactly. If you go pretty premium, you're 7,500 and which I love because there's lots of great website builders out there, but we just use AI to build our own website. Saved 7,500 bucks. You go to Mojo Global, you can see it. It looks awesome. People give us great, and we had a virtual assistant build it. She didn't have any experience building with AI, right? So you can do these kinds of things. I mean, there's just so much that you can do. But the stuff that would have cost you six figures before, like building software, we had one of our clients, his name is Jerry Phillips. He's in his 60s, late 60s. He wanted to develop a software that he could pair up. He's a consultant and he does like he does like five-figure retainers. And he wanted to build a software because he wanted to command more for his business. And so we taught him how to build a software using AI in a 90-day period. He went from ideation, creating the software, testing the software, putting it out there in front of clients, and landing a six-figure contract. Okay, after that, which is amazing. And so there's so many things you can do, and that like multiplied his revenue. So what we're going to teach you is about how to multiply your revenue using not every kind of part about AI because we don't really care about all that. There's a lot of things that we don't care about. A lot of people, when it comes to LinkedIn, everybody thinks posting is going to make you the most money, right? Anybody posted something on LinkedIn hoping that it'll get you more business? Yep, Keith, I see, my whole thought process is that you can make millions of dollars without posting a single thing on LinkedIn if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing. But most people don't because most of what's happening is going on underneath the surface. It's not out there in front of people. It's using outbound strategies. It's actually connecting with your ideal person. It's actually having conversations. It's getting in front of the right person for you, right? And so what we're going to teach you is that because where we're at today is not only do you have to be good at speaking to humans to get sales, right? So like Mac, awesome at doing this. If you know how to speak to humans in a way that gets sales, like amazing. If you have this skill, then you're going to win. But now we have AI. And so now there's this new skill, which is you've got to be able to learn how to speak to AI as well. Okay, because that's where the game is at. Because AI is now recommending people. It's now recommending. I don't know if you guys saw this recently. ChatGPT just came out with AI ads. So you can actually register with ChatGPT and go in there and start advertising to people in their app. This is like, I don't know what's going to happen, but this is kind of an interesting deal. So not only do you have to know how to speak to humans, but also AI. And this is the pathway because when it comes to getting deals and closing sales, now it's not just one or the other. You really have to master both. Does that make sense? So, like for instance, go to the chat box on a scale of 1 to 10. What would you say your skill level is at when it comes to having conversations with humans to get sales? I'm not talking about just anybody can have conversations with humans, but to get sales. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you say you rank so far? Okay, so just kind of put in a number on a scale of 1 to 10. All right, so we've got seven over here, got five, we got seven, we got seven, two. Okay, so we've got, yeah, right? And so, everybody here knows, okay, there's room for improvement in this area, right? Well, now let's look at the other side of things. How many of you would rate, give yourself a score on a score of rating of 1 to 10 on what you would rate yourself to have AI get you sales, right? Go to the chat box and what would that number be? On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you're at as far as getting AI to get you sales, right? Okay, 8.5, 5, 8, 5. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. Now, I want you to go further and explain why. Why, because some people put their AI skills above that. And keep in mind, we're talking about not just having conversations with AI, but using AI to get you sales. So why? Why did you give yourself the rating that you did? Okay. Because look, there's so many things out there. If you want to have AI recommending you, you've got to know a couple things. You've got to know JSON. You've got to know how to develop JSON files on your website and so you can speak to the AI engines and have them recommending you. This is a new game that people didn't know they had to play until right now, this moment, in this last like year or something like that. But that's where the game is at. And so, and so you really have to have a proven system. I'm going to share a case study with you. This in the last 30 days, right? This was the stats for, I believe this was June. Our company generated 17,434 outbound touches. We're talking posts on LinkedIn, endorsements, follows, connection requests, emails, messages, and the whole 9 yards. 1 month, 17,000 outbound touches. right? And out of that, we started 944 conversations. Now, those are conversations with warm and hot leads who are with people that are responding. They call them hot leads, warm leads, or in discussion. Now, let me ask you something. How many of you would love if you had a system that would generate that kind of volume for your business? How many of you believe if you had that much volume, you would just absolutely be insanely busy, crushing it, full bore, doing probably having one of the best months ever, that sort of thing, right? How many of you would love that? Yeah. So this is one of the things, this is why we do what we do, because we've been doing this for a long time. We've been doing this for these kinds of things for 17 years, and we want to teach you how to do this, right? Because, look, I mean, we've been, like, for instance, Sandra Noble, she is not techie at all. And she used LinkedIn and our LinkedIn system. She was brand new to LinkedIn, didn't have a big network, didn't have any clout, but she had a willingness to learn. So she joined our program. We walked her through step by step. Here's how you do it. We put all the deliverables together, optimized her profile, helped her with messaging, helped her set up the system. And on a holiday weekend, as a beginner, she got 15 appointments. On a holiday weekend, much less, right? Can you guys see, like, it doesn't take a lot of skills to do this if you have a proven system and people that actually know what they're doing, right? So that is our gift to you, is we want to show you guys how to fill up your calendar, because the reality is that you don't really need 944 conversations to transform your business. You don't. You don't need like what we put together for our business. You just need a handful of really great ones with the right people, right? If you had just, we'll say 100 quality conversations, I'll just kind of take it off. If you just had 100 more quality conversations this year, would that double your business? Would it help you triple your business? Like, what would that do? Okay. So if we could get 944 conversations going for our business on a monthly basis, could we get you 100 in a year? Chances are we probably could, right? And that will have a significant impact on your thing. I'm going to turn it over to you if you have anything you want to kind of put out in the space.
Yeah, I would say, the world has changed. I mean, a lot of you can remember uh, going way back, before mobile phones. I didn't even want a mobile phone because I thought, well, if I want to, I don't want all these people calling me. If I want to talk to somebody, I'll call them. So then reluctantly I got a mobile phone, and then I don't want to get a website. I don't want to be on, at first, I don't want to be on the internet. I thought that, so here we are today. Things are changing so rapidly. If you got 100 business owners in a room, to get them to agree to one thing, that to to get meetings, it's never been more challenging. Next year they're predicting it's going to become harder. Why? It's very, very extremely crowded. And so this is a formula I developed, probably almost 20 years ago. It's so simple, and this is $1 million formula. Now it takes discipline, it takes focus, and it takes some hustle. But 2 10 40, write this down, keep this with you. Uh, 2 people a day you want to talk to, quality meetings, 10 a week, 40 a month. If you're talking to 40 quality meetings a month, you're rocking and rolling, you're making business. 80% of our day is completely non-revenue producing. Completely we're busy, but we're not productive. So if you and it takes discipline to do this, and you probably won't be able to hit this right away, but if you make this your highest priority every day before you do all those other, all that busy work, this will take you to the promised land. And that's our big focus, is we want to take that 80% of non-productive time and flip it around so 80% of your day becomes productive. And that's how you reach all your goals, all your aspirations, and really grow your business, because you're either growing as a business or it goes backwards. Nothing is staying stagnant. And so that's why, LinkedIn is an amazing place. Back over to you, Cory.
Yeah, so it's got 1.3 billion users. The cool part about LinkedIn, I think, is that it's got twice the conversion rate of any other platform. The average LinkedIn user has two times the buying power of other social media users, and I think you probably get the feel of that. Like, I don't think any of us I mean, does anybody see TikTok as like the way that you should advertise? I mean, maybe if you got an e-commerce business, but LinkedIn is where business gets done. And the fact is that most people are not doing even the bare necessities when it comes to their LinkedIn profile, right? They're boring, they're generic, they don't tell a compelling story. So what I'm going to do is teach you a couple of things today that you can do right now to start unlocking the treasure chest that you have that is this gold mine that is LinkedIn, right? And so here's like one of the bare essentials, right? We talk about profiles. Most people have not. When was the last time you updated your LinkedIn profile? Go to the chat box. When was the last time? I know Mac, that's been recent, right? That's been because he's signed up for a program. But when was the last time you updated your profile? Because a lot of people haven't done it, but I get it. But there's like the other day, one of the things we work on with our system, with our clients is efficiency. So one of the things that I can show you guys is how I took a 90-minute interview and I took that and I created out of that 10 different assets, 10 different LinkedIn assets, right? This is one of the promises of AI. And I spent about 90 minutes on this. I spent 90 minutes, 2 hours doing this. And most of it was in developing the system. So what I like to do is like, let me know if you want how this system works because I'd be happy to provide that for you. Um, but let me give you a system you can use right now. So do this right now is like, how many of you guys do you guys have booking links on your calendar, right, for people to meet with you on your LinkedIn? Okay, Mac does. All right, cool. How about you, Ken? Ken does. Okay, great. So if you don't, just something to do right now and is to just go to your LinkedIn profile, click on the contact info, and add your Calendly link. That's for starters, right? And just label it as book a meeting. And then that is just one of the small little micro habits that you can do that's going to help you use and tap into what we call the pursuit inversion principle. So at Mojo, we have this mechanism called the pursuit inversion principle. The pursuit inversion principle is the method where people actually contact you. They reach out to you. They see your offer and they book into your calendar to talk about what you do, right? Because there's a couple different types of selling on LinkedIn. So I'm going to teach you the different types of selling on LinkedIn. Does that sound fair for everybody? Okay. Okay. So there's two different types that work really well. There's the pursuit inversion principle, right? And you want to write this down, and that is based around offer-based prospecting. Offer-based prospecting. So what is offer-based prospecting? Right? Anybody have any idea of what offer-based prospecting is? Does anybody do offer-based prospecting that you know of? Keith, you do it. Tell me about what you think that is, or how you might do it, or anything like that.
I offer like a free checklist. I sell travel, cruise retreats. So I give a 2-year checklist to potential clients to schedule a call with me.
Nice. Okay, cool. You give a 2-year checklist on a checklist like for what to travel with or something like that.
No, it's more like how to plan a conference.
Okay. How to plan a conference. Okay, I got you. Cool. All right. Excellent. And so an offer-based prospecting is this. This is what I do. This is my offer. Are you interested? Okay. So there's lots of different ways to do this. I mean, we have a lot of people, like for instance, with Achieve, we have an event coming up. It's VIP seating. Here's a free ticket to come, right? So that's an offer. The other mechanism, so there's another way that works really well too, and this method is called sideways selling. Okay, so we're going to talk about both of them really quickly because both of them actually work really well. Offer-based prospecting, the challenge with that one is that anybody here get a prospecting message and then they just kind of like, they mute it. You're just like, okay, I'm not interested, right? Anybody seen that? A lot of things that happen, that happens a lot on LinkedIn. So here's the numbers. I mean, only 1 to 3% of people that you reach out to in that method will say yes to a meeting. Okay. However, those people are going to be what we call they're problem aware. Problem aware, meaning that they know they have a problem. They know that you probably have a solution. And so they're meeting to talk about that. Okay. But the failure rate is much higher than the success rate. But you just got to know the numbers. Okay. 1 to 3%. So that means if you want to get 10 meetings in a month or 20 meetings in a month, you got to work it backwards. How many outreaches do you have to do? So instead, we developed something novel that's called sideways selling. sideways selling is something that Mac's probably using in his campaign, but sideways selling is more networking focused. So instead of going out there to say, here's my offer, you're going out there and not lowering your value, because sometimes when you're putting your offers out there, you can kind of look like a salesperson. Okay? You can look like a salesperson. And you don't want to look like a salesperson for your services. You really don't. Not on LinkedIn and not anywhere. You want to look like a connector, somebody who's influential, an expert, right? Somebody that people want to talk to. So we call it sideways selling, where if you're connecting people as the CEO of your company to other CEOs or other decision makers, your value is much higher than it's not it's much higher than you presenting yourself as a salesperson for your services. Okay? So just keep in mind that, because and so what that is involved is it's more networking style, and we have what's called the permission to sell system. I'll give you this and then I'm going to move on. But the permission to sell system gets you permission to sell to people, right? Imagine that. Because in the beginning, you don't have permission to sell. You really don't. You would like it. We would all like it. And it just feels much better when somebody actually says, yes, I want to hear about your services. That's when you can go into it. Okay. So that's how we operate on LinkedIn. We do not pitch, we do not sell in sideways selling until we have permission to do so. And that's what should be done when it comes to LinkedIn. Does that make sense to everybody? Are you guys getting that? Does that sound like a good thing? Right? It's a great thing for the ecosystem. It's a great thing for the planet. It's a great thing for people. It's a great thing for relationships. And that's what we're doing. That's one of the mechanisms that we're using. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my slides now. And I think we just got a couple minutes left, so I'm just going to kind of leave you with a couple more things, and then we'll kind of wrap up. Um, okay, cool. I'm going to tell you a quick story here. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to tell you a quick story about why this is important. Okay. Um, Anybody watch Toy Story? Toy Story, what, 17 just came out or something like that? Um, so the original Toy Story was a pretty huge hit. But it was like 375 million at the box office. Here's the thing though. Steve Jobs, who was the primary investor and majority owner in Pixar, who came out with it, Michael Michael Eisner, who was the CEO of Disney, did a deal with Steve Jobs and Pixar to make Toy Story. But the problem is that they didn't really get along because Eisner had a big ego, and Eisner could have purchased Pixar, but he clashed with Steve Jobs. He didn't want to do a deal with him, and he said, we don't need them. He believed Disney didn't need them. Now, this was going into a time where Disney was actually struggling. They had not come out with many hits recently because they were relying on their old animation style. In fact, the relationship was so sour that Toy Story 2 was initially slated to go direct to DVD. Can you imagine that? Toy Story 2, one of the biggest hits in their collection, going to DVD. So it was a major failure in Eisner's career. Eventually, Eisner was voted out by the board. New leadership was needed. They brought in Bob Iger. Bob Iger became the head of Disney. Now, Bob Iger, what he did is he was able to build rapport with Steve Jobs. They liked each other. They formed very close relationships. This allowed Disney to buy Pixar at a very critical time. And that one relationship, my gosh, they've made hundreds of billions of dollars from that relationship. Okay. And so Bob Iger stated later that they have a very productive relationship because they were both friends and business partners, right? So I want you to just remember like the power of what happens you know, when you don't do it based on relationships and instead you actually focus on relationships. You can do way more money, make much more money, do more deals when you're actually focusing on the relationship side of things. Okay. Now we've got a ton. How many of you guys think that, okay, we've got a ton we could teach you about AI and LinkedIn at this very moment, right? How to get clients, how to fill your calendars, that sort of thing, and more. So because we've got workshops that we do for like 2.5 hours, that sort of thing. So we're just doing like a quick 30-40 minute thing right now. So what I want to do is teach you one final thing and then we're going to wrap. Okay. Because at this point there's a lot of different ways to use AI to make money, right? The first one is to actually build. Well, I've got all kinds of AI agents I want to teach you guys about, but I simply don't have time. So here's what I'm going to say right now. I'm going to drop our link, mojoglobal.com. We'll actually drop a link here. Let me just grab that. Because what I want to do is share with you some of the bots that we can actually show you how to use that will actually help you grow your business, that'll help you get clients, right? And Ira, is there anything else you want to kind of go into before we start wrapping up today's conversation?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of, Corey, I thought you did a great job of, 50,000 foot view. Just remember this, people love to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. And so this is a very nuanced, soft approach where people are coming to you and you're building a real community. And that it's all about community. We all know that because people want to be seen, heard, validated, and feel important. So there's a lot of neuroscience that goes into our messaging. It's all about how do we make other people feel. So it's, and Mac is has been with us long enough to really understand, what we're doing here as far as getting people to how to win them over. And that's really what this is all about.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So, and Mac, do you want to talk a little bit about how we've helped you, Mac, as far as getting your
Well,
LinkedIn going?
well, and I don't mean to sound negative, but sometimes when you talk direct, that's how it comes out. Um, what impressed me after that first year, and I realized I wasn't talking to the right Cory at the beginning, uh, is that both you and Ira got onto the initial Zoom when I talked very direct to your team and said, "Listen, I'm going to be tough. I'm exposed to a lot of different people and a lot of different opportunities. I Where my mission statement is working with veterans, law enforcement, and first responders. Everybody in this group now, and the ones that'll watch the recording either on my YouTube channel or the Achieve YouTube channel, we're all trying to make contact and to have real conversations. You talked about the prima donnas. We've all met those people where, they don't feel like they can have a real heartfelt conversation. Uh, what you guys have brought to me is I don't want to go to college to learn all this. I want to know enough so I can have intelligent discussions with somebody that is the pro. And we have a couple people on today. Julia and Ken are both have VA companies. Uh, they're the type of people that I choose to work with that they can learn everything. They have people that can do the work, but I can have a conversation with them. The press release and getting the banner on LinkedIn, I think we're very predominant as far as favorability. So I could go on all day. I don't want to blow too much smoke up your skirt. Um, but I'm very pleased that you guys got on and I saw the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks, Max. So let me share one more thing, and then we'll kind of turn it over back to you. Um, at the end of the day, it's just like our passion is to help people make, their dreams. Because you have a superpower. You have a superpower that you've developed over the years. Whether it's being a virtual assistant, whether it's helping people line up cruises, whether it's consulting, whatever the business is, you have a superpower. And the one thing that separates people from their ability to use that superpower is a way to get in front of people, is conversations, right? So what we do is we help you tap into that superpower by giving you the conversations. We'll just hand them to you. We'll run the system and you can do it. And like Warren here, he's a consultant. He'd been doing it for years, doing it as a kind of a side hustle. He was kind of giving up on it because it was really difficult for him to grow his business. It was kind of off, it was on, that sort of thing. And so before he gave up, he decided to try one more thing. He started working with us, and we showed him how to position himself and how to reach out to past clients and referral partners. And so we made it easy for him. And in 30 days, he went from like 0 appointments to two signed consulting on contracts. And he didn't need a fancy offer. He didn't need a huge audience. He didn't need like an MBA in it. He just used the system, right? And which is really awesome. Brad Dixon here, he was able to generate $60,000 in just 3 weeks. He was reaching out to attorneys. You know, he knew his offer was solid, but he just couldn't get in the door with attorneys because they're hard to get to. Anybody have hard to get to folks so you just don't know where they're at? Well, they're always on LinkedIn. You just have to know how to get in front of them, right? And so he used our system and it was so easy for him because he was so confident knowing that he had a system to do this. That this is the power of having a full calendar, right? This is Dr. Ron, smart guy out of Texas. Like a lot of, like a lot of experts out there, he's a doctor. He was terrible at marketing himself. He didn't know how to get clients himself, so how to fill his calendar, all of that kind of stuff. So, we gave him a strategy, a system, a roadmap. He went and worked on it, and over time, he was able to generate seven figures. And this was because he stopped winging it. He started, he had a proven system. What matters today is not having a tool, but a proven system. And that's what we give you. That's what we give Mac, right? Mac, who's in the beginning stages of having us help him win, right? And so, and we do this over and over. You go to mojoglobal.com, you look at the results page, you'll see tons of success stories. Sean McElvaney, he closed a $12,000 deal in 1 week. Matt Rosen, $45,000 deal very quickly. He's also Ira's nephew. John Vettery, $20,000 in 2 months, and actually we have an updated one where John Vettery went to six figures. So look, what I'm going to offer is a LinkedIn strategy session to you all because you've seen we we know how to generate like 17,434 touches per month just for our business in 1 month, right? And so what we want to do is give you a percentage of that traffic, of that knowledge, right? So and some clients are landing 20K clients, some clients are landing six-figure deals. We had one of our clients, he just did his commission on a deal he did, it was a $25 million deal. His commission was $500,000. That's awesome. I mean, he just went to Hawaii. He just had two vacations back to back, in Maui, Hawaii, that sort of thing. He went camping in Denver or around Denver. Um, so we just want to help you reach your dreams. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things. All right. We're going to do a full profit leak audit on your LinkedIn presence. So we'll look at your profile. We'll look at your messaging, your outreach. We'll show you what to do. We'll tell you exactly what's working, what's not working, that sort of thing. And we're going to show you specific gaps in maybe your current approach and give you a clear roadmap for plugging those leaks so you stop leaving money on the table. So imagine like logging into LinkedIn 6 weeks from now instead of crickets, you've got a pipeline full of qualified prospects who are responding to you. Not you going to them, they're responding to you. So that's what we deliver, right? And so we'll map out exactly who your ideal client profile is. We'll show you how to reach them on LinkedIn. We'll help you get laser focused, right? And so that way you're not really spending all kinds of time trying to chase things or sitting in your email inbox. The majority of people, in the absence of something good quality to do, you rely on your email inbox, right? You get, or you go to LinkedIn, but you get lost. So we're all about conserving time, laser beam focus, and getting you doing the right thing. Okay, so we'll show you what works. We're going to give you a 30-day action plan. And, most people, and here's the thing, we normally charge $500 for these sessions because they're in depth. Like we go into your business, we look at what you need to do. And a lot of times we're helping you generate assets. Most of the time people will give you some like discount if you feel like you're getting a deal. I'm not going to do that. The information that you're going to get on this call is worth way more than $500. If we identify just one leak in your LinkedIn strategy and your get client strategy, then that's just that fixes everything. But what's this worth to you as far as new business? I mean, for some of our clients, it's $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. So you got to ask yourself, okay, how can I afford not to have this session, learn the things, learn these new approaches on AI, get a full system, or at least have knowledge of it? Because remember, our mission is to help you activate your dreams and step into the dreams. And we've done that over and over and over again for so many people. In fact, our mission at Mojo This is our vision. Our 10-year vision is that we help our clients make so much money that they're able to put billions of dollars back into their community. So for us, it's not only great, it's not enough for us to just help you make money, but we want you to be able to make so much money that you can go out there and help your nonprofit, help your church, start a nonprofit, that sort of thing. So that's what we're doing. So I'm dropping the link in there. The link to book the session is go.mojoglobal.com/achieve. So make sure you click on the link. It's go, so don't forget that one. So go.mojoglobal.com/achieve and then have a conversation with us, have us help you, give you a roadmap, and then you can let us know if what we do is actually a good fit for you or not. And there's really no pressure. This is all we do this all for the folks because we truly want you to live your dreams, just like we've lived many of ours. So, Ira, I'll turn it over to you, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay, well, thank you, Cory. Mac, thank you again. I mean, the fact that you're on this webinar right now, you could be doing a lot of different things with your time. Everybody's busy. We live in a world of distractions, but it tells me a lot about each and every one of you. You know, you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to expand. So give yourself a pat on the back just for being here. 90% of success, they say, is just showing up. So I want to thank everybody for being here today.
Guys, thanks for doing this. First off, I knew when we started talking about this, Cory, that one mastermind was not going to be enough time. And the positive part is that we're recording this. It'll be up on the YouTube channel, Veterans Achieve Business Systems, uh, probably later today. I saw my IT guy, Todd Whitelow, popped on for a while. So I'm going to throw this on his shoulders. The Achieve YouTube channel, we'll probably have it up in the next couple days. Um, I encourage everybody to take the time. I'm just wondering how I'm going to get the $500 back that I had to pay for the free session. So yeah, I think you owe me a cup of coffee. But guys, I'd love to have both of you out here at our conference in October. We got enough time. Cory, as a member, we have university. We have to put you with people, and I think you've already spoken with Phyllis, if I remember correctly. But
Yeah, she's cool. We talked to her today. Yeah.
well, I don't want her to get a big head. I'm not going to say she's cool. And I know she'll be watching the recorder. She told me she wasn't able to make it today, but you're helping people understand some of the new systems that are being presented. It's, Ira kind of said it. I remember, when my first cell phone was in a suitcase. And when I was driving from Albuquerque, where I lived up here, because I was starting to develop Colorado, uh, I thought I was so cool. I'm driving down I-25, I'm on the phone, and I got the first month's bill, and it was $600. And I said, "What the hell did I do?" And I did the same process with the fax machine. But I actually planned a little bit longer before I spent $1,000 to on what my time was worth, because I was calling orders in and having to read them line by line instead of putting a piece of paper into a slot and letting it go. And it took 30 seconds instead of 20 minutes. So we all need to become more efficient in our time management. Having extra time, and that's what you're offering, means that we get to do all those other things to prosper in our business, prosper in our personal life. I was very fortunate. A lot of times I was the only father on a Thursday afternoon at the kids' recitals at school because I could make my own schedule. So, um, guys, thank you. I'm going to shut off the recorder.